Hello, my art demon army. I decided that I want to do another little story time. It's a weird story. It's a story my roommate told me. But before I get into the story, don't forget to subscribe, turn on that notification bell if you want to make sure you have notifications from me. Or do I have a story for you? So, my roommate, they work at a bar. And sometimes they end up with some crazy stories. Like, you never know what you're gonna get when you work at a bar. And I asked them if it's okay if I tell the story, and they said yes. And the story has like 3 parts to it, but don't worry, everything's in one video. It starts with my roommate going outside for her smoke break. And when they're out taking their smoke break, this kid and their friend ran by. So roommate decides, I'm gonna lift my hand up so that they don't run into my cigarette. Don't want them running through the smoke, that kind of stuff. Being considerate, not wanting them to have secondhand smoking, And so the little girl looked at roommate. Roommate was like, oh, I'm just lifting my hand so you don't run through the smoke, explain what they're doing. Little girl runs off with their friend, and a few minutes later, the little girl's mom comes running up. Roommate was like, no idea what's going on. The mom just runs up and starts yelling at roommate. Roommate's confused, like, the fuck? The mom was like, how dare you say that to my daughter? And roommate's just like, who is your daughter? What? The mother starts telling roommate that apparently the girl ran to her mother and said that roommate called the little girl the N-word and threatened to unalive them. When roommate heard that the little girl said that they said the N-word, roommate's just like, no. I was raised in a house where if I ever said the N-word, I wouldn't be able to sit for a week. I would never say that to a child. So the mom, still angry, leaves, not believing roommate and everything. Because, nobody wants to think their child is, lying or anything. You want to believe your child is perfect. I can understand that to a certain degree. But then a week later goes by, and the mom and her husband walks into the bar. An important detail. This was on a Saturday, okay? And it's very important to know that that's an important detail. Roommate doesn't work on Fridays. And so, on Saturday, mom and husband comes in. Mom is angry. Roommate is extremely, confused, I don't know what's going on. The husband speaks up going, yeah, last night, Friday night, our daughter told us while we were putting her to bed that you said that you were going to unalive her, stuff her in your trunk, and take her to a swamp and bury her. And roommate didn't know how to respond at first, but then they're like, 1, there's no swamps where we live. We're extremely landlocked. There is no swamps at all. Okay. 2, I don't even have my car. I got into an accident at the beginning of this week, and my car is totaled, and I couldn't even drive it to work. So I don't even have my car. I don't have a trunk to stuff your kid in. And 3, how could I have said this to your child when I didn't work yesterday? And the mom was like, yeah, I thought it was weird that your car wasn't there in the parking lot yesterday. And roommate was like, yeah, because I sat on the couch all day because it was my day off. I didn't come to the bar at all. So there was no way for me to even say that to your child. And so the mom, still upset, not wanting to believe that their kid is lying to them, leaves, and the husband apologizes to roommate and leaves. About 10 minutes later, a police officer walks into the bar and asks roommate, did you threaten this lady's kid? And roommate's like, no, I didn't. Roommate explained everything that's happened, explained the previous event that happened a week prior. The officer was like, okay. Well, make sure you stay out of trouble. I'm heading out. The officer is also a regular at the bar and already knows roommate good enough to be like, yeah, you don't seem like the type to say that kind of shit. And then you think, okay, this is the end of it, right? No, there was one more incident that happened. Roommate's doing her chores and, carrying kegs out from the back of the bar. The door to the bar is open to let the bar air out a bit, and the little girl runs into the bar, stands there, yells, and then flips roommate off and runs away. And roommate, before the kid flipped off roommate and ran away, roommate was like, hey, there's a bar, you're a child, you're 10 years old. 10-year-olds are not allowed in the bar. Get out, please. Kid flipped roommate off and ran. An hour later, roommate boss was sitting in the bar. Checking in on things, making sure things are going well. The lady runs in, all pissed off at roommate again, saying, "How dare you threaten my child again," and blah, blah, blah. You know, this is the third incident. Roommate at this point is just like, "Look, lady, I didn't threaten your child. I would never threaten a child." Roommate's boss, sitting at the bar hearing this, and was like, looked at roommate and was like, "What happened?" Roommate explained what happened. Boss looks over at the lady and was like, "I can pull up the security cameras and we can have a see what happened." And the lady was like, "Okay, do it." Boss pulls up the cameras, shows the lady that her child ran in, flipped roommate off, and ran away. And in the video, you can see roommate had her hands full with a keg, and there was no way for like roommate to like hurt the child or threaten the child or anything like that because they're on opposite sides of the bar. Roommate's arms were full. And the lady finally went, "Oh my god, my child lied to me." And roommate was like, "Yeah, I don't know why your child is hell-bent on ruining my life and making you want to kill me, but I didn't do anything to your kid." And the lady was like, "I apologize for how I acted. I need to go have a conversation with my daughter now," and left. And they haven't had any issues since then, as far as I know.